Bomb Squad!
Talk about Mexican Independence Day. We could call this Teddy Atlas here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You heard it from the champion himself.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Richard Ortiz of The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. And like our guest today, Bomb Squad himself, Deontay Wilder. We're simply knocking out the competition. Ladies and gentlemen, my man is back. He's back in the saddle. He's putting the heavyweight division back on notice. Once a champion, always a champion. And when it's all said and done, he will be leaving with multiple straps around his waist and his shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today, Deontay Wilder. Welcome to The Fighter's Voice.
Blessings. I appreciate you for having me. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Love to talk boxing, especially the heavyweight division. And you know, not just a fighter, but you've been blessed with so many talents. And before we even talk about, you know, your LPs dropping and the music that you've been showcasing, I mean, a lot of people, and I'm going to keep it real, thought that Deontay Wilder was done. They counted him out. And I said, look, it's just a matter of opportunity. Let the man's body rest, because you can't continue to move forward and take forward steps until you're rested mentally, physically, and spiritually. And when I look at you today, I see a rejuvenated Deontay Wilder.
Yes, indeed. Well said. You know, I definitely had to take some steps back. I had a lot of things going on. People don't understand my fight was way bigger on the outside of the ring than it was on the inside of the ring for the past 4 years or so. You know, I dealt with a lot of things, and one of the things I dealt with that really was a detrimental blow to myself in my life was betrayal. You know, and when I think about that, I think about a domino effect that occurred in my life. You know, year after year after year after year. You got to understand, it's troubling and it's more heartbreaking when you're a giver, you're never a taker, and you know, I mean, you got a great heart. You know, because I helped so many people around me, allowed them to elevate to a certain level that they would have never gotten if it wasn't for me. I've gained nothing to very little from those that I help, or whatever the case may be, and to feel betrayal, you know, it's like I said, it's a blow. It's a hard blow. It's one that'll stumble you, because you never see these things coming, you know. And they say the ones that can hurt you is the ones that are closest to you. That's the saying, and it's so true. But you know, God is good though, because He put us through tests before. You know, you can't have a great testimony without a great test. And
That's
He
right.
only give those. He only give His greatest warriors His greatest tasks. You know, and I am one of His greatest warriors, the King of God army. And here I am again. You know, one thing about me, I'm not gonna give up. I can't quit. You know, I motivate too many people. I inspire too many people, and I'm a type of person I like to lead by example. You know, I can't say one thing and then do another, you know, because it's not convenient for me at this appropriate moment in time. You know, I'm a great leader, and to have a responsibility and a duty to be able to lead, you got to be ready. You got to be ready to go at all times. And I just had to get my mind back together, Richie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without the mind, you know, everything felt folds. You know, I was mentally going through a lot of stuff. I had to get a sports psychologist involved, um, and had to go through a lot, you know. And I'm glad I took those steps to recognize what was going on, because at first I was in denial of a lot of things. I was trying to motivate myself that I would be okay. You know, I got a couple of times I got a couple of weeks to train for sparring for my next opponent. I'll snap out of it. I get it together by then, you know. But at the same time, I'm in camp sharing tears and, you know, instilling the unbelief of what is happening and what is transpiring in my life to someone that don't deserve it, you know. But you got to go. I went through it, and here I am again, you know, picking myself up, dusting myself off. And a lot of people don't understand, how do you fall and get back up and continue to keep going? A lot of people, that's it. You know, when they fall, that's it. You know, they're humiliated, they're embarrassed. You know, they don't want to go on no more Now they want to be, they accept being part of the joke. I don't
Yeah.
accept that. I'm human as well, and I'll show you as much as I fall. I'm gonna get back up and continue to do what I got to do to continue to rise to the top, like I know I have done once before, and I'll do it again. You know, the terminology of speaking, believing, and receiving. All these things I've said, these wasn't just words that I put together just to say something. How to have the listeners have a listen to my voice. No, these are things that I truly believe, and now these are the moments that you come up on and like, do he really believe in the words that he said? Because now here's the time that it has to show. Do you really have belief in what you was really putting out, the energy? And the answer is I do, and I'm going to show you better than I could tell you. So here I am again, the return. This is not a comeback. This is a return.
Exactly. And you know what? I will touch on this. Betrayal is draining. I mean, betrayal, to be denied, or for someone to do something behind your back, that's one thing. But true betrayal, it's draining. It zaps us as men. We got to find our structure all over again, our feet, our knees, our ability to move, our ability to function, our ability to move forward, our ability to believe in ourselves,
Yeah.
because we were robbed of trust. We were robbed of something that we gave. We were robbed of time spent. We were robbed of giving all our corazon, which means all our heart. And to pick yourself back up and knowing that God has rejuvenated you, he did this for a reason. He put you through this test. You passed it with flying colors, and in the rest, the whole world is going to see you take those steps forward and put you back exactly where you were before.
Amen. Even better.
Even
You
better.
know,
I agree with that.
I just love it. I know I love being able to have to go through these tests in life, and this is what it is. This is a part of life, and that's why the terminology is the survival of the fittest. And I am one of his strongest, And I'm looking forward to it all, the endeavor, it all, to the what comes with this, and to make it even bigger and better as the heavyweight division its strategy is now, they need me to come back and save it, to make it more exciting again, And I'm looking forward to doing that better than I ever before. I love being a veteran. I feel like that veteran now, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
I, I feel like I've seen enough, been enough places. I'm not burnt out of it. You know how some guys would start when they're very young and they get
Yeah.
to a certain level, they get to a point they're burnt out, of it. And I just feel like I'm just now right where I need to be because I started at 21, got into this business, and I've always had to play catch up along the way. And at this moment in time, it feels just different. My mind is back as well too, so I have more clarification and confirmation inside of the ring of what I'm doing, and not have to have multiples of things going on at one time in my head. Got the outside going on while I got the inside, and the inside already enough to think about than to have to add extra pressure or weight to your mindset. But I am a true man, and I can admit not certain but all things, that comes to me. If it's certain things, it's because certain things you should not know of me. I keep it to myself peacefully. If the certain will come about. But other than that, I'm open. I'm open book. I express myself very well and fairly to those, and I speak my piece.
Every time I met you was on the biggest platform. I met you at both Tyson Fury fights, and you're very warm, very gentle man. And I knew once that bell rings, you transition to the athlete in the combatant that you are. But before that even happens, I mean, you were very appreciative. You thanked everybody the same, whether they looked like me or looked like you or looked like Tyson Fury. You treated everybody the same, and that's a quality you can't teach. That's a quality that you can't just wake up and say, "Okay, this is who I choose to be." Uh, I could just know that you possibly and gratefully had a great upbringing, because your mannerism is second to none. When I think of your mannerism, I think of all the nice fighters that I met with great mannerism, and you're one that sticks into mind when I say that.
Oh man, I appreciate that. I believe in do unto others as you want them to do unto you. I truly believe in that. I believe in, you know, the energy that I want to receive, I release it to you.
Yeah.
The saying is, and my mother, you know, carries this saying that she never meets strangers. I never meet strangers as well, meaning that by me interacting with a person, you would never know if I know that person or not. Because
Yes.
of the embracement, the love. You showed me that, I'm gonna show it back right back to you, as you was a
You
family
did.
member, a cousin, a long lost friend. What's up? You know what I mean? I'm a hug you, tell you I love you, and this is coming from my heart. This is what I'm feeling at the moment in time. So please take in what I'm saying to you. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you. And that's also come from the Southern hospitality as well, being from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm also a PK as well. I've been raised in the church all my life. But besides all that, it's just all about just respecting each other. You know,
Yes.
we can live in this world and disagree, but we can still coexist with each other. That don't mean I have to
Absolutely.
be mad at you. You have to be mad at me because I don't believe in what you believe in and you don't believe in what I believe in. We can still coexist. We can still, live with each other. And maybe one day that we can come together, we maybe can agree where we disagree. Sometimes it'll never be that point, but we don't have to argue with each other. We don't have to go to war with each other. And a lot of this is because we don't understand each other. Just imagine we all could just get on the level of understanding each other at that moment in time and not think emotionally. A lot of people think emotionally and then they react quickly. Then like, damn, I regret what I said. I regret what I did. And I tell people, if you're gonna do things, do it with your heart. Because when you choose your heart, I meant what I said. I meant what I did. I didn't think with my mind. I thought with my heart.
Yeah.
And I just love people. I'm a people's person as well. Now when people get out of the mindset of they what they're what they see in the ring and different like that, they get they see me and they think I'm always mean on the outside or whatever because of the things I see in boxing or how I
Yeah.
fight, knocking people out and stuff like that. And they think they know who you are, without really knowing who you are. And when they do meet you, it's like, damn, like it's so crazy because I see this man, that like to knock people out and talk different things like that. But then when I meet him, it's like a tall giant gentleman, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
a loving
Definitely.
guy, a loving father, love to see people happy. I love seeing people happy and doing well. That I'm happy for you, even if you're doing better than me. I'm happy for you. You know what I mean? Congratulations. You work so hard to get it to a certain point. I have the opportunity as well to do what I need to do to get to where I need to go as well. So if I'm not motivated, this is a time to be motivated and put your feet on the motherfucking gas. Let's go.
Yeah.
But I
Exactly.
love people, and once they realize that, man, men and women fall in love with me once they get past the phase of what they thought of me, and then when they meet me, they see what they think of me, and everybody say the same. But you get that though. A lot of guys get a bad rep for being fighters. The outside world automatically think that we're hostile guys. We always want to fight. We're always mad and whatever. Like it's totally the opposite. As a fighter, it teaches so much discipline. It teaches so much, self control that you don't even want to see a fight outside of the ring because it's not what we're used to. Like it's like distasteful to see a fight outside the ring, because
Yeah.
they don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And but at least for me, I don't want to be around it. I don't want to be around no fight.
Yeah.
When you're doing it for real and you're risking your life for real,
Yeah.
it's just a different level to it. And
Yeah, you,
and you don't
you
want
guys
to.
are risk takers, plain and
Yeah,
simple. There's no guarantee once you leave that locker room that you're going to come back. I mean, look at it. It does exist. Unfortunately, it does exist. I mean, lives are taken. Lives aren't the same after wars, many wars in there. And you said it best. I mean, your life is at risk every single time that bell rings.
Almost definitely. The severeness of boxing is crazy. That what we have to go through. As fighters, I always tell people as a fighter, I want the outside world to know how it is inside, how I see it, how my mind is, what I see is going on. I mean, behind the scenes, on the scenes. I keep it real with people. I don't know what people only dissect what they want when it comes to me or what I say, and then they take it from there. But like I tell people I'm honest with people. I tell them the truth. I keep it real with them because I want you to keep it real with me too.
Yeah,
That's how I know that we can function together and properly. We don't have to like each other. What I mean? We don't have to like each other to like the same ice cream or have the same favorite pizza food as pizza, or have the same favorite places to go. I don't have to, but over time, as we continue to meet, as we continue to get to know each other, we you be like, damn, he all right. You know what I mean? And that's
absolutely.
just you know. But
Absolutely.
sometimes people just take life too serious.
Well, you know what? Sometimes people just need to relax and stay in their lane and just enjoy every breath that they take because my story is, when I was listening to your testimony, it's like you were describing me, but in a different type of introduction, so to speak. I've been knocked down. I mean, I keep going. I lost my son. It is why I created an avenue, an escape. My serenity is every time I'm behind the microphone. It takes the pain away. It takes the suicide thoughts away. It takes the anger away. It takes away the disappointment, the betrayal. I was blaming everybody for it, and I'm just glad that God gave me an opportunity to use this platform to keep my son's legacy alive. And after every interview that I do, whether it's on TV or on the podcast, I always end it. Well, as always, it's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie, and that keeps my son's legacy alive, and that keeps me going. That keeps me going on the days that I don't feel motivated. Deontay, there's days that I don't want to go. There's days I don't want to show up, but I have to because I made a promise to my son, and by me making that promise to my son, you're on the platform today, the
Mhm.
fighter's voice. You're here today to get to tell your testimony, which is touching lives, and a lot of people want to hear from you. And me personally, like I told you on the telephone, I think you're 2 fights away, and I
Mhm.
think your next opponent is a great matchup. If somehow, some way, we can get you matched up with Andrew Ruiz. He's taken some time off, and you don't want to take any backward steps. I think that's a great matchup for you. I mean, you got that right hand, and you got that being able to be agile. And I'm not playing matchmaker. I see you stepping up, and once winning and once putting yourself back out there, then you're going to see the fight, the long awaited fight that everybody has been talking about. Because I can't see AJ hanging up his gloves or you hanging up your gloves without sitting down and sharing the ring with one another. And I still think it's going to be action packed the way it's been spoken about, the way people imagined it would be. I think even right now, it's going to be close in a war, and the best man will prevail. But you deserve that opportunity once again because your chapter is not over, Deontay.
A
It's
big
not.
fan.
It's only begun.
Most definitely. Mhm. For sure. And a lot of these, I'm gonna have an opportunity to be able to face a lot of these guys. I mean, I'm in the same division they are. As long
Yep.
as we're still in it and we're still active, then we're gonna meet each other. It's a lot of great things that has been going on in boxing. With different people that's getting involved and making the best fights happen at this appropriate times. And I'm looking forward to it all. I don't have no time to take no steps back.
No.
We have a strategic plan that we have planned set for 'em, and we're farther along with it. But if we have to take certain shortcuts and certain things, we will do so. I am a veteran in this business at this moment in time, and I love every bit of it. I'm embracing every moment of it, every second of it, every minute. And I'm loving the way that I feel at this moment in time. So yeah, man, in the heavyweight division, you're always one fight away from a title fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Rich Ortiz here with the Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters, and like Fight Book, the only book that matters. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. The channel, the viewers, the fans, and the followers. If you're a fighter, if you're a trainer, if you're a manager, any of the above, fightbook.com will take care of you. Make sure you register now before it's too late. And remember, every fighter has a voice, and so does Fight Book. As always, it's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
So here we are. You're
I mean,
definitely right. You're definitely right about that. We had a lot of great calls after the last fight, and we're looking forward to continue what we're doing. I am truly mentally, physically, emotionally ready and back like I'm supposed to be. And like I said, and I can admit, before I was trying to prep myself. I was trying to build myself back up. Because of what was going on the outside of me. I couldn't control it. I needed help, and I understood it, and I acknowledged that I needed that, and I immediately went and got some help. And it was a beautiful thing for me. So I advise all fighters, all men, come forth, take your shields off, take your
yeah,
helmets off. You don't have to
yeah,
be tough no more. It's okay now. You know what I'm saying? It's been
yeah,
okay, but now it's really,
yeah.
really okay. If you need that help, you need to go seek it. Go get it. It's okay.
Hey,
It's okay to cry. You got to release that shit,
absolutely.
because if you don't, you're gonna release it on Sunday. You're gonna give you time behind bars, or put you in a situation where you'll regret it, or any little thing. It's okay to shed tears. It's okay
Yeah,
to go
well,
get that help.
Jesus wept too. Jesus cried, so
I
and
mean,
that's the most powerful man in ever. And
amen.
you talk about taking off your shield and your helmet. Achilles had to lay down too. He had to take his stuff off, and had his time of rest.
Yeah.
And you've rested, and you're right back into this. I can't wait to hear your name back into a big fight, because you have so much experience in the biggest fights in boxing history. I mean, your fights with Tyson Fury was, you couldn't blink. I mean, he'd have success, and then you would have success. You had that man hurt. You had that man counted out. You'd had that man stumble. When it's all said and done, and when they ask him, who do you respect the most? If I don't hear your name come out, then something's very, very wrong.
Yeah, it was some great moments in time in history, and I'm looking forward to making more history while
Well,
I'm here, and the division need me for sure. They're hollering,
it does.
and
It does.
especially in America, we don't have too many people in America, you know. I don't
Yeah.
keep up with boxing too much. I only go off of what I hear, what comes back to me. Because if you know me, you know that when I'm away from things, I'm away. I go MIA. I be in my own world, just being who I am as a father and take care of my children. Those are my best friends. You know what I mean? And I don't need much in this world. I'm a laid back dude. I sit back, I relax, I stay out of the way of
Where did
things.
the music come from? Is that your time of relaxation? Is that your time when it's just you and you just like to write and produce and harmonize and put things together the way you do? I mean, because that's another talent nobody knows about.
Most definitely, that's one of my passion. Music is one of my passion. Me and my brother, when we was young, we used to record each other, make music when we was young and stuff. I was always in the choir as well, so that's a passion. Acting is a passion. My first love was beating the drums. That was a passion of mine, and I got many different passions that I'm passionate about, and I take the time to exercise that. I don't feel that you're just good at one thing. You just stick with that. This is what you're meant to do in this world, this big world, and that's it. I believe that you're talented in multiples of things. You have to bring it out of you. We all have greatness in us, for greatness is only determined by service. So you got to
Yes.
apply that service. You got to have a strong work ethic. So you can't believe in just, oh, this is all I can do. I hate when fighters say, this is all I can do. That's all I know how to do is fight. If so, then you're going to be in trouble when your career is
Yeah.
over. It's gonna be a lonely road. You know.
Boxing's a small window.
Oh man, very small. You got to invest, 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 and then later on enjoy it. And because it's a lot of crooks and snakes in this business. But
Yes. Yes.
yeah, I got a lot of talents that I'm talented and I'm passionate about, and I'm talented, and I'm definitely a songwriter. I'm a poet as well. I write poems as well. Everybody can go look at that Deep Thoughts of Meditation. It's out on YouTube. I'm gonna
Okay,
start
we'll
putting
do
out
that.
more different things when I write. Especially in the music industry. I got a lot of stuff I'm about to get ready to do, videos and releasing all the music that I have, whatever. I got a lot of different things. I just haven't released it.
Well,
And
I'm looking forward to it.
I got some, yeah, man. I got some collaboration with a couple of people, artists, and some different things like that. So it's gonna be good. I just want to be able to just enjoy life, and as I enjoy life, be able to release it amongst the world, the things that I'm passionate about. If it blows up, then that's great. If it doesn't, then that's great as well. I just released it what I could and I wanted to do. Because a lot of people hold back their dreams and their goals of what they want to do because of what they think of what others may think of them.
Yeah, I know
You
exactly what you're
know,
talking about.
you know what I'm saying? You'll be thinking about what others gonna think, and it'll hold you back. All these years you've been need to do this, but you worrying about what others thinking about you or what they gonna say, what they gonna do. You know what I mean? We gotta stop that. As human beings, we gotta just do, what we want to do. Don't worry about what people think, because you just never know. Out of all these billions of people in the world, who would like you're creating and you're putting out into the world. Don't worry about the small circle of people. You know. And that's what I
Well,
don't worry about. I don't worry about the naysayers. I don't worry about the noise. I just like to do what I love to do, because this world, this lifetime is short, man.
it
This ain't no
is.
long life. Every day is a blessing. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
And I
It
try to
is.
tell my kids that. I try to tell them, look at the blessing of life like itself. So many people have plans for today that didn't even make it. We
Yeah.
on borrowed time here. And
Yep.
people think about the module of oh, I'm getting old and thinking about death. No, it ain't designed just for being old, you know. And I tell people, you gotta appreciate this world, appreciate life, because you just never know when this is it. Um, so I try to lead by example, man. And I teach my children. That's one of the most best things in the world as well. My passion. That's why I love being around them. I love traveling with them. Um, I got 3 little girls I travel with everywhere I go. They Sky Miles is going crazy right now. They when they get older, like they might well give them the plane. They done flew on it so many times.
Yeah.
But we're just building for them, and just love being a father. That's one of the best gifts in the world.
Yes.
Just being somebody's father. Um, you don't know what love is until you have a child. You know,
Absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you that right now, because I tell people I was born to be Richie's father. And I
man.
remember, I'll tell you a story. Deontay, I was putting on my soccer cleats in high school, and I was tightening them up, and I was speaking to God. I said, God, why do I got to try so hard just to make the team?
Hmm.
And later on, I got the message. He said, and the Lord told me I was saving it all for your son. I mean,
Hmm.
just his athletic ability to play soccer and
Yeah.
baseball, and just, it was amazing. It was beautiful. Just to sit there and watch him, it took me to the highest level that I can be as a father. And I never said, okay, father and son should not be best friends. I've always said that growing up. But when my son said, Dad, you're my best friend,
Yes, sir.
I changed completely.
Man.
And
Oh,
I was born to be Richie's father.
yeah, man. Those words, when you hear those words like that, you are my best friend, or daddy, I love you so much. It's
Yes.
just the chills that you feel in your body,
Yes.
and the ultimate protection that you wanna shield these little ones with. And
Yeah.
man, just it's a beautiful thing, because I tell my children I love them 5 to 10 times a day. Like every time
That's right.
I let them know because I tell them to express yourself, and I always, like I said, I lead by example. So every time I feel it, which is all the time, every time I'm passing them, I love you. Every time I'm discussing, I may say something to them. What you going? Okay, I love you. Or any little thing. I want them to know that their daddy loved them. And one thing
Yep.
they can say is, "Daddy said he loved us like 30 times a day." He always. That's one thing they're gonna always say. My daddy always told us
Yeah.
he loved us always, no matter what. He's just out of the blue, like I love you. He'll just want to call your name and say I love you. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and just mean it. That's why I tell people I don't want obligation love. I don't want entitlement love. I want you to say
Yeah.
you love me because you truly feel
Yeah.
it from your heart. I can
Yeah,
feel it.
exactly. I tell the same thing to my daughter and my granddaughter now. And my granddaughter came at the right time when my heart was carved open. And my heart is still the same. It'll never go back to the way it was, and I don't want it to. I like the way my heart is now. I like the way that the way it feels. It made me so sensitive to different things.
Yeah.
Deontay, I can watch stuff on TV and just get touched and get moved. I can see fighters and hear their stories like I hear yours and get touched and get moved. And that's because my heart is different now. And I
Mm.
see things different now, and I appreciate things different now. And just like having you on the show. I mean, a lot of people don't know that was 4 years in the making, man. And now you're here on the Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. And just meeting you, I was not disappointed because there's been athletes, and I get it, they're working or they're cutting weight or what have you, but you were not a disappointment at all. You were exactly what I thought you would be, and then some. When I got to the first chance to meet you,
Oh man, blessings. You know, I am who I
absolutely,
am. I'm not gonna
yeah,
fake with people.
no,
I'm not gonna have a two face with them. One way and then I'm a next. Now I'm like I said, how your energy you approaches me is how I'm gonna give off. I'm gonna have the same energy. I'm gonna match it or even more. I love people first and foremost. And sometimes people just want to be heard. Sometimes people just want to hug. Sometimes people want
yeah,
affirmation of words to
yeah,
say, bro, I love you. You know what I mean? I hope you're doing great. Have a beautiful rest of the day. You know what I mean? Just different little things will
yeah,
set people, oh, we all humans. Sometimes
yeah,
we never know what each other are going through at the moment in time. And those words or those touch, or those encouragements, it was small, but it was big for me.
yeah.
Anytime it's like that, and that's how I am. I feel a
Well,
lot of things. When I'm around, even when I'm around people. I'm a very special person. My grandma said I was anointed by God, and she was right.
yeah, of
So
course. And especially that right hand. I mean, when I think of the best right hands in boxing, I think of you. I think of Ernie Shavers.
yeah, man.
Um, I mean, Tim Witherspoon. You got to remember, Tim Witherspoon had pop on that big right hand. Big right hand. Ernie Shavers, big right hand.
And he,
Deontay Wilder. I mean, when you hit people, you couldn't hit them any harder than what you did. I mean, how much longer do you want them to sleep? I mean, that's I mean, honestly, that's a gift because when you put them to sleep, Deontay, they didn't have to take any more punishment. The punishment was done. They didn't have to
so
keep taking right hands over and over again. You said, okay, I'm going to put you out of your misery and you're going to go to sleep for 10 seconds. All I need you to do is go to sleep for just 10 seconds
that's
and
it.
then you can rest.
Unless you Jack Reese and then you start you put 1 second into 2 seconds, so it go like 1, 2.
People counted 12 seconds on that. With Tyson Fury and ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what Deontay Wilder's talking about, we're talking about that knockdown or knockout of Tyson Fury when the man was out, and a lot of people did count to 12, and a lot of people counted 11 and a half. But all you needed was just to be uncoherent for 10 seconds, and that was 10 and some plus seconds. I got that down to close to 11 seconds. I really do.
When he
And
said for it to happen.
yeah, I'm going to call it the way I see it.
Yeah, for sure. There's so much go to that, man, but it's not the time, no place. God is
No,
good, and He's always be good. You know, we're
but I'm
gonna.
glad you acknowledged that. That's the real Deontay Wilder right there. I mean, we all know what happened. You know what happened. You guys ran it back, and who doesn't want to see that again? The most exciting heavyweight showdown since Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. Because Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson didn't live up to the hype or the expectation. It was two different levels.
Yeah,
Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, we got to see it a day late, but your anticipation, it was a buildup. It was worldwide. It was global. It lived up to all the excitement. Every single round was fulfilled with action.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was a good time, a moment in time. You know, it was a great moment in time, and we're looking forward to building more history and more memories along the way. You know, I'm just so ready, man. It's been a long time coming. Been a long
Yes.
journey. You know, been a long mental journey. I just feel so amazing at this moment in time. And injuries, my shoulder, man. I couldn't live up to the windmill Wilder no more, man. Shit, I was going halfway. Now I can windmill that thing now.
There you go.
Everybody know about the shoulder. No, that's one of the slowest process or the longest process, to healing. And this thing was healing like the last 3 to 4 years. It just went right. I was in so much pain. Even when I lifted, at times I knew I had to throw it, and I'm trying to register it in my head, like to prepare for it. I'm like, oh shit, I got to throw it. Here it is. I had to brace for it at time, but people didn't know certain things, which they should know. That ain't their business to know, and not their business now. But I'm releasing free information because to know how I love to allow people to understand what I was thinking at the moment in time or what had occurred, the real things that I heard occur. And be like, damn, he's still fighting like that. Like even my doctors, it's like you was only fighting on the 20% of your shoulder. You're like, why in the hell are you in there? I'm like, I just want to test myself. If I die, I die. That's how I feel. I die for what I believe in. I tell people that all the time. And this is what I believe in. This is a dangerous business that we're in. So we all sign up for this. Doctors all tell you the head is not meant to be hit in the first
No,
place. So that's why I
no, it's not.
always recommend all fighters, no matter how the fight has went, go get a EGK, go get your brain checked out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Before and after.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely. Because
because
the human
we may
soul's not ready for that pressure.
yeah, we may feel good on the outside, but we don't know what has happened internally that is sparked up or what is forming inside. And that can be the thing that can get you. It can save you from speech impairments or maybe having Parkinson or
Well, you got all your faculties. You talk very clear. I mean, you should be doing some broadcasting or you should be doing some, honestly, you have that voice to be reading like children's books, like that cartoon
love
and
children.
stuff. No, really, you do. Cause when I hear your voice, I can see it on like a certain character, that like on the Disney Channel or something.
Yeah, man, I would love that. I love children. You want to get a good smile out of me. Talk about children. Let's share photos of our children. Different
Yeah.
things like that, man. I talk highly about my children and just being a father. It means so much to me. Just to be a leader of a pack.
Yeah,
I have
that's right.
7. I want 7 more. If I could have 50, I would. And damn, I would love to. You
There you
know.
go. I think Bud has like 7 kids. And since I mentioned Bud, I mean, how do you see this fight going down in September? Bud Crawford against Canelo. You know it's going to be a great event. If
Yeah,
you
man.
could give either one advice because of the big event, what would it be? This segment is sponsored by the Maldonado Brothers, proudly serving the Central Valley for over 25 years. From Visalia to Chowchilla, whether it's an expert tree service or professional landscaping, we offer free estimates and a team you can trust. Voted best in Central California for 2024 and aiming for a repeat in 2025. Call 559-994-7746 today and let's bring your outdoor vision to life. Superior quality to create your perfect environment?
I mean, they'd have been through the big event, so they wouldn't need the advice of what how to control themselves or how to perform or act in a such setting. They already know. You know, if anything, I just tell them go out there and have fun. This is an epic fight, and enjoy it while you can. And be careful out there, and may the best man win. And that's what it's
Yeah.
all about. At the end of the day, we're all trying to feed our family, and while risking our lives for others' entertainment. And you know, it's a cold business, but it also a business that will change your life forever. And they're just changing. They're just making history and continue going. And with the fight, it's a great fight. It's really a great fight. And I've been asked this question many times, and I'm gonna go with how what I feel in my heart. I'm going with Crawford. I love the way that Crawford have a fighter's lifestyle.
Yeah.
You don't really hear too much of him out there doing too much crazy things, partying and all that. He really have a fighter's lifestyle, at least around the people that I know him,
Yeah.
be around him. And he's ready to go, you know. Canelo, he's a great fighter for sure, but I think Crawford is gonna show him a different style of things, being able to fight left and right. It's just going under that mentality that he has. I love the demeanor and the willingness that he have. The demeanor of I am the best, and I'm gonna show you, and you're gonna have to prove me wrong. You know.
Well, he has a lot of weapons that he can bring forth, and I'm sure he's going to use them. Um, and I've seen him, and I spoke to our previous guest that we had, Mark from FIGHTBOOK, and and I said I've seen him Evander Holyfield work out before, and his workouts are just, I mean, second to none. He doesn't take a break at all. But Bud, he's special. When he's in the gym, he's special. He doesn't compete with anybody else but himself. He wants to beat himself. I mean, do you understand that mentality? I
Right.
want to out hustle my own self. I want to beat my time from yesterday. I want to hit the bag harder today than I did yesterday. I want to hit the pads smoother than I did yesterday. I mean, he constantly competes with himself, and to do all these different circuits, Deontay. And then when he was done, he sat down on the ring apron and was ready to take questions from the media, and wasn't even taking a deep breath.
So he in shape, huh?
He's tip top, and he's special. He just moves a little different. He
Yeah, man.
the music that he hears in his own head is just a little different than everybody else's.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with that. That's what
No,
it's all about: being unique,
no,
being different
no,
from the pack.
no.
What makes you different amongst the rest. That's why I
Well,
always tell
Deont-
my children, "What makes you different?"
yeah.
From everybody else.
Well,
But it's gonna be
Deontay,
a beautiful fight. It's gonna be an amazing fight. I'm
oh,
looking
it
forward to
is. I mean, just the build up, and we're the winners, Deontay. The
it.
fans, the followers,
Oh
the
yeah,
supporters, the media. We're the
most
fans. We get to see these two combatants display it all.
yeah, man. That's what I've been saying as well. The winners of the fans. You know, we just hope these guys get in there safely and come out safely. Because they're risking so much more. A lot of people on the outside look at a fight, but it's so much that we have to be concerned about being in this business that a lot of people would never think of. You know what I mean? But enjoy while it lasts. We can only do it for so long, and then
Exactly,
we're done.
exactly.
That's why I
And
always tell people give your fighters their flowers right now. Because
yeah,
you just never know.
it's funny that you say that, because um, I think every man deserves flowers. I mean,
Yeah.
physically, because women
Mm,
get flowers, they do, but we get flowers only one time in our life, man, and it's
right.
unfortunately it's at our funeral.
Right.
So I think we need flowers now,
Yeah,
or
man.
just a hug, appreciate men, and men do need to appreciate other men, and
Man, come on.
as if to say, you know what, you're doing a good job as a human being, as a
Amen.
man. You're picking up your cross every single day. You're showing up to work every single day. Your motivation is your family. Your motivation is yourself. When you look in the mirror and brush your teeth, and
Yeah.
you still motivate yourself. It may not be the day that you want. It may not be the outcome that you want. It may not be the word that you want to hear, but you're right here and you're swinging for the fences, and God gave you another day for you to create it in the same fashion that you want to create it as of yesterday, because we're not promised tomorrow. You know that, Deontay. I mean, it's a blessing today.
Man, come on. Well said, man. Well said. You know, we have to acknowledge those things and apply it to life. That's the only way we become wise, you know. That's the
Yeah.
only way. And just like I said, let down those shields, man. Come on then. All this
Yeah.
men appreciating each other. You know, that'll be a beautiful thing, you know, having an
Yeah.
understanding with each other,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
hugging each
Absolutely.
other, telling each other we love each other. It's okay, you know.
Absolutely. I
They
mean, we
don't show
talk
no
about
weakness, none of that.
a million man march for a cause, or men coming together in prayer. Let's just have a cause, or let's just march together because we're men and we appreciate each other. I mean, that
Right,
itself is appreciation,
right. Amen.
But you know what I want to hear? I can't wait to read the book titled Bomb Squad. That got to come out when it's all said and done, because you don't just say just to say it. There's meaning behind it. There's a definition behind it. There's a time to say it, and there's a time to receive it. You are the bomb squad.
Most definitely. You know, you gotta believe in when you're saying it, you know. And when I say it roars out because I truly believe in what I'm saying, you know. And it's funny because all the kids and stuff, I have different kids, uh, you know, they love hearing it and they love shouting it out. I got my granddaughters, they always saying it at school and stuff. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, that's
I mean,
right.
it's so adorable, you know, and you just never, know that you can create something and take it away and just put it out there, and people will gravitate to it and use it for their own lives, and you can make people laugh or take it for what it's worth. And it's a beautiful thing, you know. So when we say Bomb Squad, we're screaming loud and we're screaming proudly.
Exactly. Deontay, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I appreciate you taking the time to open up and share with the whole world, a little bit of what's inside of you, what makes you tick, and to let everybody know that where you're at today and where you're at mentally, spiritually, and physically, and as a fan, as a supporter. I can't wait to see you back in the ring doing what you've been blessed to do, doing what you love, doing what God has given you to provide for your family and leave a legacy. Because like I said, bro, we're only in chapter 3 right now,
Come
and
on,
in your book there's going to be 10 chapters.
come on now. So let's get it. That's 7 more to go, ain't it?
Let's get it, brother. Let's get it.
Sir.
And
Yes, sir.
when I
God
do see you, I'm going to remind you who I am, and I'm going to hand you a shirt, because I remember handing you a shirt, but I remember your buddy liked it, and then your buddy goes, hit him with a bomb squad. So this was
yeah,
at the Fury fight, and when I gave it to you, you looked at it and you're like, oh, okay, but you were very appreciative. But I think your buddy might have liked it a little more, man. So I'm gonna have to get you another one when I see you.
yeah. Please do. I appreciate you so much.
I
You know,
appreciate you too, man. I'm going to tag you once this interview's out. I'm going to send you some shorts, but I'm not one of those that tags you every single day and then later on it's blocked. Because when I tell these people, I go, well, just let them know, put somebody in a short story or something. But you can't just go tagging a high profile person over and over and over and over again, because sometimes they don't even have time to read it. And when they do, I get it. It could become irritating. It really, it really can. But it's a good irritating for me when they tag me, because it makes me feel like, okay. Or when I'm at a supermarket, hey, who do you think's gonna win? Deontay Wilder or Andy Ruiz, or Deontay Wilder and such and such. So the
right.
fact that they recognize and they ask, I appreciate the fans and the supporters, man. And most of all, I appreciate your privacy, and I appreciate you being who you are.
Oh man, I thank you. And you know, like you said, it's been a long time in the making, years and years, and here we
Yeah.
are now. know, we that allowed us to know we're both men of our word. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you so much, and we'll do it again for sure. And we're well on our way. That's for sure. This is no convincing myself. This time, this is what I know for sure. This is what I feel in my heart. You know, I had to go through go through some things. You know, but I'm human,
Yeah.
and this is my testimony. And now I'm about to show you some action. You know, we don't want to
That's
do too much talking. We're just gonna show it, and I'm so ready. I'm looking forward to it. So here we go once more again. You know, picking up where we left off, and the return is here, and I can't wait, baby.
Exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Richard Ortiz of The Fighter's Voice, and I want to thank our guests, former and now future undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. The Bible says, call things as if they're not, as if they are. We put it in existence. We claim it. We see it. We give it life. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do at www.youtube.com/The Fighter's Voice. Remember, every fighter has a voice, and so do you. As always, it's a wrap. Thumbs up for Richie.
Yeah, baby. One squad!
It's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, the special guests, saying hasta luego, babies. And always, thanks for listening.